He said, I'm gonna kill you, and I'm gonna kill your daughter, and I'm gonna kill your grandkids.
If he does not stay away from me, we're both gonna go up there.
Have you ever blown in a PBT?
Yeah, I have one at home.
Do you?
Because I go to AA.
The next time I see him, you're going to be looking at me for a murder conviction. Oh, well, that's we won't take that. We shouldn't do that.
So yeah, it says that they've known each other for decades and they've had animosity all that time. Again, I mentioned earlier in my previous video that I had a long-term dispute with a neighbor. The dispute maybe lasted a year and a half, but we had lived next door to the neighbor for over 25 years and we had no problem. And then something happened, he had some medical issues, his wife left him, it was hard times, and so all of a sudden he decided to turn his anger on me. But let's get back to the tape.
Of animosity between two retired neighbors boils over into cold-blooded assault. But the reason behind this brutal crime will leave you chilled to the bone. On the evening of September 29, 2023, in rural Matawan, Michigan, Deputy Gabe Weekly finds himself responding to a report of an assault. The details are hazy, but according to dispatch, an elderly man was attacked by a belligerent neighbor while chopping firewood on his own property. Deputy Weekly is determined to mediate in this situation, but he has no idea what kind of sadistic tragedy he's getting involved in. Driving through the remote Michigan backcountry, Officer Weekly encounters the victim, 79-year-old William Cracker.
This guy, William, 79 years old. They said the police were called this time. They had been there multiple times, but they said they were called this time because it was late at night and one of them was chopping wood in his yard, making a lot of noise. So the other one, guess, couldn't take it anymore. So he called the police in to see if they could stop him from chopping wood and making noise in the middle of the night. So let's go back to the tape.
First off, what happened out here tonight?
Well, you want to go over and show you where it happened by the tractor?
Well, I just need to know what happened.
What happened? Well, I was
Unless there's some kind of evidence there.
marks on the ground, maybe is all.
Okay.
And I lost my hat there. Anyway, I just shut my chainsaw off. It was getting dark. And I didn't hear him come up to me. He grabbed me by the left shoulder and swung me around. His first hit, I think, was here, and then I went down on the ground and I crawled a little bit under the back of my tractor to keep him from hitting me much more, because he wasn't hitting me in the body, he was just trying to hit me in the head and in the shoulders.
Okay.
And he kept pulling me out.
Is there a history of bad blood between you two, or?
Yes. So, okay, this is what we have. We have these two guys, this one's 79, the other one's probably in his 70s also, late 70s. And one is making so much noise in his garage, I guess they're right next door to each other, that the other guy comes over and decides to confront him. So he goes in the garage, and the guy said he had his chainsaw on. He's got his chainsaw on in the middle of the night in his garage, just revving it up. And so he approaches him because he's yelling at him, and neither one of them can't hear him. So he comes up and touches him on the shoulder. And then these two old guys get into a fight. One tries to crawl away under his tractor in the inside his garage, and now he's telling the police officer the story about what happened. So the police officer just asked him if this has been an ongoing dispute between you two. So let's hear some more of the story.
Apparently, the incident began over the innocent act of cutting wood.
I cut this morning for maybe 45 minutes.
So you were cutting for about 45 minutes, you'd shut your chainsaw off.
I just shut it off.
So he talked to the first gentleman who, I guess he was the one that was assaulted first in his garage, and he's trying to find out what their problem is. But for some reason, the 79-year-old, he's reluctant to tell what the problem is. Maybe he doesn't even remember, because they said it's been going on for decades, and he's like almost 80 years old, so he might not even remember why they hate each other. He just knows they hate each other, they're enemies, they fight all the time, and both of them are probably doing stuff to get on each other's nerves. And I'm telling you, this is the main issue with neighbors. Once you make an enemy or you become enemies with your neighbor, it's something that's hard to deal with, something that's hard to get away from because they're right next door to you. So again, referring to my story, which I will talk about later, having a problem with a neighbor is really hard because if you have a problem with somebody out in the street, you go home, they go home. But with the neighbor is right there. The neighbor keeps trying to aggravate you, keeps trying to push your buttons. And the reason I know so much about this, my next door neighbor was right there, over a little picket wooden fence. And so I could see him, he could see me. And every time he tried to do something to get on my nerves, it was easy for him to do because all he had to do was turn on his music or rev his motorcycle or stand out in his front yard and yell derogatory terms at me. So I don't want to go off into my story. Let's get back to the tape.
Actually, a second before he grabbed my shoulder and spun me around.
Okay. You never seen him coming?
No, never seen
He
him.
just grabbed you by your left shoulder and then spun you around and said,
I'm going to kill you.
okay. He said he's going to kill you.
And as he was hitting me, he said, I'm going to kill you, and I'm going to kill your daughter, and I'm going to kill your grandkids.
But there was no other conversation.
No.
Just grabbed you, turned around, and just started beating on you.
Punching.
And hit you approximately 25 to 30 times.
Yeah.
And while he was hitting you is what you're saying, that he was saying he was going to kill you and hurt your family and stuff.
He killed me, kill my daughter, and kill. That's the
Yep.
words he used.
Okay.
Kill.
What happened after he stopped? Did he stay there or did he just take off?
He just let go of me, stood up, and walked away. Walked back in his yard.
Were you fighting back with him at all?
I never stuck back at all. I was just trying to defend.
You were just
my
trying to
head.
defend yourself and get under the tractor?
So he told him, the neighbor who lived next door, he came in and the 89-year-old guy, 79-year-old guy had just turned his chainsaw off. So I guess the guy must have been watching him. He knew that he was using the chainsaw, so he probably stood behind him and he knew he couldn't hear him because the chainsaw was so loud. And at that age, your hearing is going anyway. So he waited until the chainsaw was off, and then he approached him. He grabbed him, he spun him around, and he said he's gonna kill him, he's gonna kill his wife, he's gonna kill his daughter, he's gonna kill his grandkids. So yeah, you got a problem here. You got a big problem here. These two guys have been going at it for a long time, and it doesn't seem like there's gonna be any way that the police officer can resolve this issue. The issue is too deep-seated and ingrained in both of them. So I guess this was the night that the guy next door was gonna put an end to it. He said that he was gonna kill him. So the police officer only has one side of the story first yet. And so he documented the information. He took pictures of the bruises and the cuts and scrapes that the guy had. So let's go back to the tape and see where this takes us now.
Back at all. I was just trying to defend.
You were
my
just
head.
trying to defend yourself and get under the tractor?
Yeah.
William's menace of a neighbor is 58-year-old Gregory Charles Miller, as Deputy Weekly learns.
He's a pretty big guy. He's about 4 or 5 inches taller than me and outweighs me by probably 60, 80 pounds.
According to William, the two neighbors have had property disputes for years. Gregory had recently constructed a privacy wall on the edge of his property as a passive-aggressive way to say, stay away.
So now the neighbor who came into the property of the older neighbor, the younger one is 58. And so he is in obviously much better shape than the guy who's almost 70. So he came in, like I said, it's obvious from the story that that he must have saw the chainsaw because he heard it, that's what brought him over. So he waited until the chainsaw went off and then he made his move. So he said that he spun him around and knocked him down, or he fell down. So then the younger guy who's in his 50s, 58, he started beating on the older guy. And so I don't know, the older guy said he had to crawl underneath his tractor to get away from him. So this is a classic neighbor story where, you know, after all these disputes, it's finally going to come to a head one day. If you can't find a way to make up, if you can't find a way to quash or stop the violence, as you always hear that term, it's going to escalate. There's nowhere for it to go but up, unless one person or both people decide, you know what, we need to end this. We need to find a way to come to a resolution so we're not fighting at each other all the time. You're not going to move, I'm not going to move. And so we got to find some way to stop this. We got to find some way to bring a halt to this. And that's where it comes in as being adults. When you're caught in a situation like this where there's nothing life-threatening, you know, it's not like the anger, whatever the issue is here, I can't see that it's going to be something that's life-threatening where one person is going to kill the other. But it's come to that point right now. So let's go back to the tape.
Line disputes, and he just likes to be right up in my business. I think he likes to annoy me, and I would tell a judge this.
But the events tonight, let's stay on that path.
Oh, okay. He was right there, just in the middle of the night, just before dark, learning his chainsaw. And I take it personally because the man has 18 acres. He could chop all kinds of true stuff. He does not like me.
We're
We
very-
hate
we're-
each other.
we're
We
very-
hate each other.
We're veering off the path of tonight, though. Okay? He can come right up and cut every blade of grass right up to your line. He can make as much noise. He can do whatever. There's no noise ordinance. There's nothing. He can do whatever he wants on his property, okay?
Can I?
So, yeah, you can too. As long as you're on your property.
Can I put up a stereo and play rap music? Boom, 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 boom.
Yeah.
Just drive him nuts.
If you want to be one of those guys,
I don't
and then
want
deal with
to.
it.
But that's how I feel, Deputy. That's how I feel.
Okay.
Like, could I put up a fan? Could I start a bonfire?
But the thing is you already put up a fence. You put up a fence. He was on his side of the fence tonight, right?
Yeah.
And you walked around your fence.
Yes.
And you walked up and you grabbed him by the shoulder, turned him around,
Mm-hmm.
and you started smoking him, right? How many times did you hit him? 25, 30 times maybe?
No, probably 5 or 6. Like, you're not even supposed to hit your neighbor once. Okay. Look, I hate the guy. I want him to die. I'm trying to.
Was your attempt tonight to kill him?
No. I just want him to stop. I know he's screwing with me. So I'm going to pull up my car tomorrow, let's say tomorrow, and I'm going to blast out some rap music as loud as I can with my speakers.
Okay.
And I'm just going to blast it at his house. He probably would not like that. We basically hate each other.
Okay.
He wants me to die. I know he does. I want him to die. But
Okay.
I can't do it.
So as far as
how can I
here we've
legally, how can I
you can't.
other than outlive him?
So the officer had to arrest him because he's actually admitting to the officer that he wants to kill this guy and that he's dying. So he wants to make sure that he dies before he does. So the officer could not leave this situation like this, because what would happen if he did kill the old man? And the officer was there, and the officer got information directly from the suspect that he was going to kill the man and the reason why he wanted to kill the man. So he had no choice but to arrest him and take him down to the station. Let's watch a little bit more.
This is a strange thing to mention. Greg is more than 20 years younger than his arch nemesis William. Why would he fear that William wouldn't outlive him? Suddenly, it all becomes clear when he spills his guts and makes a shocking personal revelation.
Okay.
I'm tired of it. And I told him, okay, so I'm retired.
Okay.
I have no children. He has kids. He has grandkids. I told him, I know you see this on TV all the time. I will take them. Okay?
Why?
Okay. So you're saying okay, like, stop doing this. You got 18 acres. You're doing this. So he's aggravating, agitating me. I know you know how this goes. It's a property dispute.
Mm-hmm.
I have prostate cancer. When I go, guess who's going to go with me? Guess who's going to go with me? I'm going to die of cancer anyway.
So I'm not trying to put words in your mouth, but is that where some of this is coming from tonight?
Mm-hmm.
So you've got prostate cancer and you figured I'm going to go over and put an end to this tonight, and you went over there
Not
and...
yet. I would like him to stop.
So yeah, again, now he's just flat out telling the officer that once you let me out tonight, once I get out on bail, I'm going to come back here and I'm going to kill this guy. So he said, he's couching it a little bit, saying, I might as well, or maybe I will. But he's basically telling the officer that he's going to, once he's released, because he knows that he can't stay but so long for making a threat. Even if the threat is murder, he can't stay forever, you know. So he's going to get out, he's going to come back home, and he's going to kill this 79-year-old man. That's what he's telling the officer. So let's finish this up.
So Greg, at this point right now, what I'm going to do is I want you to turn around, put your hands behind your back for me. I want you to interlace your fingers. Interlace your fingers like you're praying. Greg, how much have you had to drink tonight?
Let's see. No.
How much would you say is enough?
5, 6 shots.
5 or 6 shots?
But I know you guys double it, so.
No, we don't double nothing. It is what it is.
Well, sometimes I think if I take him with me.
What's that?
I have prostate cancer.
Do you?
Yeah, if I take him, what are you going to do?
Why are you going to take him?
Oh, because I'm going to die anyway.
Okay.
Yeah, and so take him. Yeah, that's what I wanted him to know.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, and actually, after you let me
Walk up a
go.
little bit farther. Okay, right there.
After you let me go, now I'm really mad. So I might just go ahead and take him.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, jeez.
Go ahead and put your butt in there and swing your feet in. That's the easiest way to do it.
Anyway, next time I see you, I'll probably be in a coffin, and so will he. Which I'm planning on. Will you lock the back door, please?
Yes, I told you I'm gonna go back and lock the door, okay?
Thank you. I appreciate it. I care more about the dog than I do myself.
But again, these lifelong struggles, these lifelong conflicts between neighbors, you have to find a way to end it. Somebody has to leave, or you both have to agree to stop whatever you're doing to irritate each other. You don't have to be friends. You don't have to have backyard cookouts and dinner parties. You just have to leave each other alone. It's as simple as that. You just have to leave each other alone and bring these disputes to an end, especially when you're living right next door to somebody and you're gonna see them every day. The noise you make is gonna aggravate them. And no matter if you're not purposely doing it, it's gonna seem like you're purposely doing it. And that's gonna rekindle the fire. That's gonna rekindle the problem. So you both need to be adults and figure out some kind of way to stop this. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.